Hello everyone and welcome to my Coronation Street official today channel. A wedding day, ruined in seconds. And trust me, what Theo did, you are not ready for it. So imagine this guy's a beautiful wedding in Weatherfield. Everything set up perfectly, emotions running high. And then out of nowhere, Theo makes a decision that completely destroys the entire moment. What should have been one of the happiest days turns into pure heartbreak, public humiliation, and absolute chaos that leaves everyone stunned. Alright, let's get into this properly, because this whole situation just wow. And before we go any farther, if you love Coronation Street drama as much as I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow and keeps this updates coming. Now, this waiting, it wasn't just any waiting. This was supposed to be one of those rare, genuinely happy moments on the cobbles. You know how it is in Weatherfield? Joy never really lasts long. But for a brief moment, it felt like this was going to be different. Everything was planned down to perfection. The venue looked absolutely stunning, decorated with flowers, soft lighting, and all of those little touches that make a day feel magical. Friends, family, neighbors, everyone showed up dressed to impress, smiling, laughing, ready to witness something beautiful. And the bride, she was glowing. I mean, you could see it in her face. This was her moment. All the dreams, all the hopes, everything she imagined was finally coming true. She was about to walk down that aisle believing she was marrying the love of her life. But here is where things start to feel off. From the very beginning of the day, there is the subtle tension around Theo. At first, you could brush it off, right? I mean, who isn't nervous on their wedding day? That's normal, but the more you pay attention, the more you realize this isn't just nerves. There is something deeper going on. Theo's not fully present. He's distracted. His responses feel forced. His eyes keep drifting, like his mind is somewhere else entirely. People close to him start noticing those little glances, the awkward pauses, the way he avoids certain conversations. It's not loud, it's not obvious, but it's enough to make you feel uneasy. Still, nobody, literally nobody, could have predicted what was coming next. As the ceremony begins, everything seems to fall into place. The music starts, the guests settle, and all eyes turn toward Theo. This is the moment, right? The moment he's supposed to stand tall, look at the women he loves, and promise forever. But instead, everything stops. He hesitates, and not just a small pause. This is the kind of silence that makes your stomach drop. It stretches on way too long. You can feel the tension building in the room, people shifting uncomfortably, exchanging looks like, what's going on? And then he speaks, and what comes out completely changes everything. Theo starts confessing things, doubts, secrets, maybe even truths he's been hiding this whole time. Whatever it is, it hits hard, because in that moment, it doesn't just pause the wedding, it destroys it just like that. The bride is left standing there in front of everyone, completely blindsided. You can imagine it. The shock on her face, the confusion trying to understand what's happening while her entire world is collapsing right in front of her. And the crowd, total chaos. Whispers start spreading instantly. You have got people gasping, others just frozen in disbelief. Some rush to comfort the bride, trying to shield her from that moment, while others turn on Theo, furious, demanding answers. And then there are those who just stand there, watching it all unfold like they can't quite believe it's real. Because this isn't just a private issue anymore. This is public, this is raw, this is humiliating. And you can feel the shift in the atmosphere. What was supposed to be full of love and celebration turns into tension, anger, heartbreak. All at once, accusations start flying, people pick sides. Some try to argue that at least Theo was honest, even if the timing was terrible. but others, they are not having it. To them, this is cruel, selfish, completely unforgivable. And honestly, can you blame them? The bride is left exposed in the worst way possible. Our pain is no longer just hers, it's on display for everyone to see. Every tear, every reaction, every moment of heartbreak is happening in front of an audience. And as more details begin to come out, things get even more complicated. Because it's never just cold feet, is it? There is always something deeper. Maybe Theo has been hiding something from his past. Maybe there is a truth he couldn't face until that exact moment. Maybe he's been struggling internally this whole time and finally broke under the pressure. Whatever the reason, it all comes crashing down at the worst possible time. And in Weatherfield, nothing stays contained. This one moment, it ripples out. Friends and family start taking sides. Some rally around the bride, offering support, trying to help her pick up the pieces. Others somehow try to understand Theo. Even if it's difficult, and that divide, it doesn't just go away. It lingers, it creates tension that sticks around long after the wedding itself is over. Now the bride has to deal with more than just heartbreak. She has to deal with the humiliation, the whispers, the looks, every conversation behind her back, every sympathetic glance. It all becomes a reminder of what happened. And watching her try to rebuild herself after something like this, that's where the real emotional journey begins. It's not just about losing a relationship anymore. It's about finding strength, rediscovering who she is, and figuring out how to move forward after being shattered in such a public way. And Theo is not walking away untouched either. The reality of what he's done starts to sink in. The consequences hit hard. Please begin to distance themselves. The same community that once supported him now questions him. His attempts to explain himself, they don't land the way he probably hoped. Because no matter what his reasons were, the way he chose to reveal them, it changed everything. It turned something private into a spectacle. And that's the part people can't forgive. As the days goes on, the fallout doesn't fade. It actually gets worse. Emotions stay high. Tension builds. There are confrontations, arguments, moments where everything threatens to explode all over again. And slowly, more layers of the truth starts coming out, adding even more complexity to the situation. Because this isn't the end of the story. A messy, emotional, unpredictable chapter where anything can happen. And just when you think it couldn't be get more painful, the aftermath keeps hitting. The bride is forced to relive the moment again and again through the reactions of others. The looks, the whispers, the quiet conversations that stop when she walks into a room. It's relentless. Meanwhile, Theo becomes more and more isolated. The support he once had starts slipping away. Even the people who tried to understand him begin to question whether what he did was ever justified. And those attempts he makes to explain himself, they fall flat, leaving him more alone than ever. And as the tension continues to build in the days that follow, you can feel it. This isn't over, not even close. What makes this storyline so powerful is how real it feels. It's not just about a wedding gone wrong, it's about timing, honesty, and the consequences of how you choose to handle the truth. Theo might have believed he was doing the right thing by speaking up, but the way he did it turned everything into a disaster, and the impact goes way beyond just the couple. It fractures relationships across the entire community. It forces people to take sides, to question their own values, to decide what matters more, truth or compassion. It also highlights something really important. Public humiliation hits differently. It's not just heartbreak, it's exposure, and that kind of emotional damage doesn't heal overnight. I'm not even going to lie, this one made me angry. Like, I get it. If you are having doubts, you should be honest. Of course you should. But at the altar, in front of everyone, that's brutal. That's not just honesty. That's timing it in the worst possible way. I honestly feel so bad for the bride. Nobody deserves to go through that, especially not in front of all their loved ones. That kind of moment stays with you. At the same time, I do think there's more to Theo's history that we haven't fully seen yet. And part of me is curious to understand what pushed him to that point, but still, the damage is done, and it's huge. So now I have got to ask you, what do you think about Theo's decision? Was he right, to be honest, or did he completely cross the line with how he did it? And do you think the bride will ever be able to recover from something like this? Or is this the kind of moment that changes a person forever? Also, be real with me. If you were in that room, how would you react? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know this one's got people talking. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around because trust me, this story is far from over.